Don't be too quick to dismiss what Jor-El has to offer you, Kal-El.
Trust me, I can live without constant lectures and mind games.
Jor-El is an interesting father figure because you can't see him, and oddly, that's one of the father figures that a lot of people have is a father who's always working, or a father who may be divorced or gone or even passed away. And so Jor-El really, I think, represents what the spirit of a father brings to somebody and how they learn and grow through this disembodied presence.
You call me your son. You treat me like your enemy.
If ever he was frustrated with his own father, he got to see how much more horrifically Lex had it.
Helping those who refuse to help themselves is a waste of time and money, son. Isn't that what the old Lionel Luthor used to say?
You know, the twin sons of different fathers philosophy is something that I think has kind of come to fruition as far as Clark and Lex is concerned. And their closeness and their sense of discovery have gone in very different directions, but there are a lot of similarities in both of their growth patterns.
One of the things that handicapped Lex was his father figure, who he had to look at as an example. The avarice, the greed, the lack of compassion that he had, he wanted to see Lex pick up those traits as well.
You must be rubbing off on me.
The way he pushed Lex and motivated Lex and those twists and turns, you can understand how Lex became who he became. And so you didn't fault Lex for being that guy, because we understood why he was that way.
There wasn't a lot of love and affection, so when you don't have that, you're just done. You're lost. It's unfortunate.
I would say the love Lionel had for Lex was more of a psychotic love than even a tough love.
John Glover would disagree. He'd say, oh, he loved Lex. He was a great father. He was just misunderstood.
You know, you say, is he a good father? I mean, there's somebody who gives his son shock treatment to strengthen him. I mean, some people would say that maybe is not good fathering. But I tried to justify it by saying this was going to make my son stronger.
What's interesting to me about Lionel's character is that he, as much as he has sort of an evil, dark side to him, there's always a part of him that really believes that he's doing the right thing.
That was the beauty of Lionel. He could justify it all.
Lex loved his father like everybody loves their father. You want a relationship with your father, but it wasn't there. It was impossible. Lionel made it very difficult on him.
I always found that his bond with Lex, although strange and morbid, it was strong, and he really cared about his son, and you know you could see that.
But I beg to differ. I think Lionel was an awful mean daddy. He was.
Whenever I got a scene or something that I didn't understand or didn't know how to crack, I just would go, more love, more love. That'll get me through it.
Do it. Again.
Gonna shock him again? And love him more. This will help him even get better. If we give him 2 jolts of electricity to the brain. Yes. Go, son, I love you. Again.
In a way, when Lucifer says to an individual, be like me, you hear the echo of that in Lionel saying to Lex, be like me, I will mold you in my image.
We're Luthers.
He, more than Jor-El and Jonathan Kent, wants a son in his own image.
He is an example of somebody who's trying to force and create the son that he wants rather than supporting and nurturing the son.
I think Lionel Luthor kind of embodies that idea that for you to live up to the values and what I want and think a son should be, you almost have to defeat me because I'm not going to stop testing you or challenging you.
You're gonna take me on, son. You're gonna have to bring your game up to a whole different level. You know, there are those parents who don't want their offspring to overcome them. But with Lex, there was never a chance of that.
Lex is struggling to break away, really significantly break away from Lionel. And it's hard. It's hard for Lex to do that.
You're not my enemy. You're my son.
I never saw the distinction.
The only way, ultimately, that he is able to break away is by killing Lionel.
I was raised in your shadow. Now you're gonna die in mine.
When he dies, when Lex kills him, you almost see this look of resignation.
He was anticipating this from Lex. He really was, because it's almost like he's got a smile on his face. He's not shocked. If anything, it might be, well, you've finally proven you're a Luthor. You know, you've become that ruthless. Good for you.